guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, this is going to be my first Halloween video for this year. It did take me a little bit of time, but it's a really exciting one. It's fun. It's most of all, it's easy. Alright, so starting off, I want to go ahead and kind of cut out the mask. So I have my toilet paper here, and very thin toilet paper is best, and then you just kind of separate those sheets. And instead of liquid latex, I have some just good old school glue, the non-toxic one. So I'm just going to be using that with my toilet paper. So I'm just gonna rip this guy, just little strips. So I'm gonna start with the forehead. So I'm going to put just a thin layer of the glue. Where's all this glitter coming from? Let's just use our good old fingers. How about that? Okay. And honestly, you could kind of, while we're here, definitely want to make those eyebrows look as flat as possible. Probably go in with a few layers of that. Okay, so just go ahead and just stick it right on there. Very simple, right? And kind of make it look a little bit jagged, just because regular skin, once it would tear, it wouldn't be obviously a straight line. It would be pretty jaggedy. So this part is going to be the little bit tedious part, unless you go to the, Halloween store and they have already those like pre-made ones. But you know what, we are doing it from scratch. So let's go in with another layer. Okay, nice and thin, just enough. Definitely want to get the toilet paper saturated with glue so that it hardens. It has like a nice shell, and we could just put the makeup right on top. So once I have that thin layer there, just go ahead and repeat. Okay. And just kind of rip off, because we're not going to need anything up here. So obviously, it does not have to be perfect. That is the whole point of this look. You could get as messy and creative as you want. Right over there. And I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to worry about the actual edges after, just so we could move this along faster. And again, take some of that glue. And I'm also, you want to make sure to kind of wait a little bit in between layers, just because it's not going to dry properly. I'm kind of going a little bit too fast. That's why this is ripping on me. So I'm going to put on this layer right here. Okay. And I'm going to kind of just let that dry a bit. You don't have to, does not have to be 100%, but you definitely want it mostly dry, so it doesn't take forever for it to harden. Okay, so I've done about 4 layers. So I have my little scissors here. So what I'm going to do is kind of cut all this out that I do not want. So we still want, obviously, our forehead to show. Try not to cut your hair as well. Oh. I'm going to put a little bit more glue just on those edges. Alright, and I wouldn't worry too much about this portion right here, because that is going to get flipped up. But we just want to go ahead and let this dry before we do that. Okay, perfect. So while we're letting that dry, I'm going to go ahead and like work around the rest of the face. So let's just go ahead. Okay, another light layer here, and I'm just working in sections just because I just think it's easiest that way. So again, it doesn't matter, just get it on there. We'll go ahead and we'll just cut it out just like we did here. I just think it's a lot easier and it saves a lot of time. So I'm just going to do it that way. Should have just done it like that from the get-go. Okay, so here is kind of what I'm left off with. I just have to let this dry a bit, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and work on our neck slit. So basically, the same exact process over here as well. So this part is fully dry. This part is still a little wet, which that's going to take a little while. I put about 4 layers on this guy, and I believe 4 layers as well around here, maybe 3 to 4. So now what I'm going to do is, yeah, it's fully dry, and you want to wait till it's fully dry. And now I'm going to do my foundation like normal, except we're not obviously touching on the insides here, just kind of sticking to the outer perimeters and kind of getting onto this, because this is now our new skin. So what I'm going to be using today is my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and this is in the shade 238 Rich Tan. And that is because I'm mixing it with this Dermacool foundation. Now, this is way, way, way too light for me. It's even too light to be used as a concealer. So I just pair a really dark one, a really light one, and there it goes. Going ahead, put a dollop of that. Okay, this thick, thick foundation. I'm going to put some of this. Okay. I'm going to just mix it up a little bit with my finger. Still looks a little bit too dark, but it's okay. We're just going to roll with it. And I'm kind of just tapping that over the tissue as well, just to get like a maximum coverage there, so that you cannot tell. And it just looks like our skin is all rugged and busted. Okay, taking my Real Technique sponge, I'm going to pounce everything in. Okay, and I'm not focusing down here yet, but I just want to make sure that this is really blended. Okay, and you want to make sure that no whiteness is really peeking through on the outside. So now we got that going. What I'm going to do is lift upwards. And now I'm going to take my scissors and also kind of, you know, make this here look a little bit jagged. I'm going to pull that. You can kind of tear it a little bit. You know, we don't want it to look perfect at all by any means. So, and actually, it was actually a bit much. So I'm going to actually trim some of this off. And let's just make it look pretty jagged too. You know, yeah, something like that. Actually, we could just cut this in half, because I want to actually make this a little lower. Just came to my mind now. So I'm just gluing, putting a little bit of glue down, and kind of just making this go at an angle, just much lower like that. So next what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and paint everything on the inside red. So I'm just taking this just cream palette and picking up the reddest red in here. And I'm going to just start, and this is pretty bright actually, but we'll mix in some darker colors. I just want to use this as a base. I'll mix in some of that black. Okay, maybe too much black. Let's see. I want to start getting this here because I want this to mimic like it is the inside of our skin that's hanging off. Okay, so what I started doing is I started putting a little bit of brown on top of this red just to kind of give it more dimension, and obviously we want to make it a little bit darker. I'm just going to use this sponge to kind of sponge it out, I guess. Okay, so now before we move on, I just want to give my face a little bit of a contour. Oh boy, I'm getting red on everything. I should have done this first. Just to give me some depth right here. Make it look a little bit more hollow. Okay, so now that we got that, I'm going to go ahead and start working over here. So but before I put on the foundation, I want to go ahead and just kind of slit this open right down the middle. And then obviously, please, see, careful you don't cut yourself in this part, because I do almost every single time. Okay, so picking up that same brush, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let's go ahead and color the inside of this red. What's next now is the blood. So this is just your regular, typical vampire red blood, and then this is just straight up black. So I like to mix both of them together so I get a really dark color. I can actually customize whatever color I wanted. So what I'm first going to do is use majority of this. So you guys, oh boy, that was way too much. And just pour some of this in here. I definitely want more of the red than the black, because the black is just, it's straight up black. It's really dark. Okay, so mix that up. Okay, so I first just go ahead and get these edges all wet. Okay, that kind of do the same thing down here. What I'm going to do now is take little pieces of toilet paper and just literally just throw them right in there. Let them get soaked so that it just looks like gross pieces of flesh. And that's what's going to give us our texture and all that disgustingness. Soaking it up. You guys can see. And then you can kind of just start placing that. I want it really dark. Oh no. Well, it's alright if that goes through. You want to make sure to cover all of these white spots. Just when we thought that was too much blood. Okay, let's draw these lips on. So I'm first starting out with this Jordana lip liner in Sugar Plum. I'm going to just line my lips with that. Oh my gosh, I should have done this first. Okay, so now that we have that going, I'm going to take Jeffree Star Anna Nicole. It's going to go right in the center. Okay, I'm going to take that lip liner once more. Then just darken the edges slightly. I just feel like my eyes just need a little bit of darkness. So I'm going to go in with that cream paint, and I'm just going straight in with the black. And this is just going to give like that illusion. So I just feel like it was looking a little odd. Okay, so this here kind of keeps dropping lower and lower. I guess just all that blood and everything is just making it slide, but I'm actually not mad at it. I actually like the way it's coming out. So it could keep doing its thing. Okay, so I'm just adding the finishing touches here. Just kind of go ahead and just get it all over the shirt. So as you guys could see, it is definitely pretty tedious to do, but it's very simple. Minimal product goes a long way, and I think this is pretty scary. It's pretty cool, and I love it, and I hope you guys do too. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me that thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're not already, which you're probably not. So go ahead and do that, and yeah, so you could stay tuned for more videos. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys soon.